Hello, my name is Yolanda Elder, and this is my Interpersonal Communication Project, ICP, for Liberty University, HSCO 508. This project is to get people to open up and learn a better way of communicating with other people and getting a better way of understanding of a person even without talking. My background, I'm a 46-year-old. I'm a Christian, born and raised, and still attend the same missionary Baptist church since birth. I have an associate's degree in criminal justice. I have a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology, and presently working on my master's for human service counseling at Liberty University. I'm divorced after 20 years of marriage. I have 3 beautiful children, 8, 15, and 19 years old. 13 years in the military, and a little over a year in Iraq. And I presently work at the Department of Veteran Affairs and have been there for 14 years. Overarching goal? My overarching goal is to help fellow veterans and their family members to get a better understanding of the different areas that their loved ones have been going through in their lives, whether it is depression, MST, PTSD, drug abuse, and alcohol, and what caused it, and for their loved ones to get to this point. Once we find out the information, what I'm going to do is assist them in getting better. First of all, let me stop right there. A lot of people do not know what PTSD is. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. MST is military sexual trauma, which is not really spoke a lot about, but I see a lot of it because I work at the Department of Veteran Affairs, and I've been there for 14 years. Background in behavioral blends. DISC, DISC, is a behavioral assessment tool based on the DISC theory of psychologist William Moulton Marston, which centers on 4 different behavioral traits, which today are called dominance, influence, steadiness, and consciousness. And what we did in our class, we also went on, there's a program, it's called Uniquely You. And I will get to you, talk more about that in a few moments. With the behavioral backgrounds, it's about the actions, the enthusiasm, collaboration, support, stability, accuracy, and challenges, which all ends up in results. With this, you'll find out that a lot of people really don't know themselves and what type of person they are. And I found out a lot about myself by going on Uniquely You and finding out what type of person I was. And I didn't think I was that type of person, but once I did the assessment, I found out a lot about myself. And because of this, I've learned to change a lot of things that I've used to do to what I'm going to try to work on in my future. My blend breakdown, well, I'm an SC, and then from an SC to a CS. I am peaceful, kind, flexible, dependable, sensitive, and helpful. Passive, now I don't say much, but when I do say something, it is because I need to speak up on an issue. Passionate, I will put people before myself most of the time, but that's just me. That's just the way I was born. I am a loner. I would rather be alone, be by myself, and would have people around, but preferably I would like to be alone. I'm very helpful. I find myself doing things for people without them even asking. I do that because you hear people say karma or good things come to people that help others or something like that. I don't do it because of that, but that's just me, but why not take that chance? Enlarging my conversation. That is a big one for me. Enlarging my conversation is, for me, I would listen first, which is something I usually would not do. I would cut across people and try to answer them before they can even get the question out. So now I would know that I have to listen, get all the information first. Once I get all the information, I will ask a question and repeat it to them if needed to get a better understanding. I thought a good thing to do as well is know your own behavioral blend and the clients if possible. Learn them as well. Because believe it or not, because a lot of people don't know much about their behavioral blend, it can all clash. And you don't want to clash with the client, because if you clash with the client, it might break them down to where they don't talk, or they don't want to come to your sessions. They don't want to have anything else to do with you. And if you clash, then it can go either way. It can be something where they just give up. And then sometimes, unfortunately, it could be where they just give up on life. So you don't want to do that. You have to sometimes put yourself in that person's place. So that's why I say use your heart and your head, because everybody have issues and situations, and you don't want to judge somebody because of what they've been through. Because one, you're not supposed to. You can't judge nobody. You're there to help them as a counselor. Bring meaning to the conversation. I would like to bring meaning to all my conversations now that I have a better understanding of what the conversations really are, and how a conversation should go. I didn't at first. I really did not, but I got a better understanding now. So therefore, I would like to bring some meaning by making sure that they understand everything that I'm saying, and every step that I'm trying to get them, or direction I'm trying to get them to go. Being able to read a verbal and nonverbal communication, which is body language. To me, that is a big one. Being able to read verbal and nonverbal communication, because I am the type of person where my facial expression speaks loud. And that can go for the client as well. So you want to pay attention and be more conscientious of your body language, even though you may not even mean to have facial expression or certain body movements, but it would help if you're more conscientious of how you would talk to your clients and get them to open up to you. That's what you really want. You want them to be comfortable and be able to open up to you. So enlarging my conversation with them, I have to pay real close attention to what they're saying, what their body movement is saying to me, what they're trying to express. If you see them basically pinpointing one area of a situation, you want to make sure that you notate that and go back to that later if you have to. So that also will let them know that you're paying attention to them as well. Noise pollution. Wow. Internal noise pollution. That's stress, personal problems, wandering minds, fatigue, and pay attention to the client. Stress could be a situation that you had at home where you got into a disagreement with your loved one, your family member, or whoever, and you bring it to work with you. And then you have clients that come in and try to talk to you to get help, but you're taking your frustration out on them. So you definitely do not want to have stressful situations and personal problems when you're talking to your client. You don't want the wandering mind. The client wants you to pay attention to them. They want you to understand or try to understand what they're going through so they can get some help. And so they can get some help. You definitely do not want to be fatigued. Being fatigued when you're talking to a client is definitely a no-no, because being fatigued when you're talking to a client, you can be so tired and you don't realize that you sit there with your eyes closed and they're talking to you, and here it is, you haven't heard a word they're saying. Pay attention to the client. That is what you're there for. External loud talking is a no-no. So cell phones, watching the clock, smells, and language, that's the external. And you need to keep an eye on that one as well. Noise pollution situations. Before talking to a client, put away the cell phone. Close all the doors and the windows. Take the clock out of the room if you have to. Use a timer if you need to have your hour session or 30-minute session or 45-minute session. Use a timer. But don't just keep looking at the clock, because you're talking to a client and you study doing this, looking at the clock, they're going to get frustrated with that as well. So take a timer if you feel that time is important. Give the client your undivided attention. That is why I said close the windows and get a timer so you won't have to keep looking at your client and looking at the clock at the same time. Potential barriers. Potential barriers are biased listening, fake listening, interrupting people as they speak. Watch body language. I have to stress that because I see that a lot and I hear a lot about body language from the clinician, and that do frustrate a lot of the clients, and you get a lot of complaints, so you really don't want to do that. So biased listening, fake listening, interrupting people as they speak, and watch your body language. That's potential barriers. Solutions to barriers: eye contact. Do not form an opinion before getting all the information from the client. No matter what you do not judge. We all have faults in our lives, so do not judge the client as well. My action plan. My action plan is to be a better listener, to be a better communicator, take notes, have an open mind, and get better clarity. And the conclusion, I learned a lot about myself that I did not know before, and I was not a good listener, and I learned to not judge people and understand that they are feeling and what they are feeling, and that they are coming to me for help to get better. Being a counselor, I would need to be more assertive and more understanding. So this is the end of my interpersonal communication 508 for Liberty University. Thank you.